Hey, what's up? I'm Colin, this is Keeping Tabs, and today we have a very important discussion on our hands. It's been about 3 months since the Dynamo let go of former captain and leader Ache. His exit from the club leaves a massive hole in the midfield as well as a massive hole in our hearts. Aww. More so, the Dynamo are left without a captain, and that leads us to the topic of today's video. Who will be the next captain for your Houston Dynamo? Before we start considering potential candidates, I think we should first define what being a captain and wearing the armband means for this team. The captain should be someone who is reliable, composed, a leader, a starter, and preferably bilingual, and other characteristics too. While some could potentially fill the captain role, only 2 players, in my opinion, are up for the challenge. We're going to rank our list based on characteristics of 8 different categories that embody a captain: likeness, leadership, trust, respect, importance, composedness, reliability, and last but not least, talent. Obviously, no player on the Dynamo will have all of these qualities, so whoever has the most should therefore be the captain. Without further ado, let's begin. The soft-spoken Brazilian maestro has been an anchor in the Dynamo's midfield since his arrival prior to 2023. In fact, I would go on to argue that Arthur's presence alone is what allows the Dynamo to play their brand of football. While the wings and Dorsey push up with possession, Arthur maintains the entire space between the attack and center backs. Arthur tracks runs from the opposition and almost plays it as a sweeper CDM when the lines get broken through defense. We have seen many times before where Arthur is the last man back, and most of the time he comes away with the ball. The team does have enough belief in Arthur to give him the task of protecting the backfield while the team is in attack, a challenge that no other player on this team can handle. However, given it's such a tough duty, and given that it does come with a lot of stress, he has not always kept a level head. The room for error in these positions is basically non-existent, and there has been times where he has been rash and has even given penalties away.
Galaxy need to get equal. Paintsel. Oh, Pooch, oncoming runs.
After review, number 6 Houston commits a foul inside his own penalty area. Final decision is penalty.
It's really hard to knock him too much on this, as most of the time he's very tidy. And in reality, we are asking him to play a role that is really challenging. To wrap it up, Arthur has the trust, respect, importance, and talent that symbolizes a true captain. He is a very solid contender for the armband, and I would not be at all surprised to see him wear it. When you think of leaders on this team, the 6'2" Danish center back surely has to be high on your list. I mean, besides his towering presence, how can a guy that looks like this not be likable? With the ability to see the whole field in front of him at his defensive position, he has the best point of view of the pitch out of any field player. This can allow him to read the flow of the game efficiently and provide any suggestions to the players or coaches that he needs. Something very subtle yet very empowering is that I've noticed Eric follows every Dynamo player on Instagram, and is usually the first player to follow a new signing, as was the case with Jack McGlynn. Being able to connect with the team is one of the most important aspects of wearing the armband, in my personal opinion. For holding such a dominant and reckless position like center back, Svijenko does fulfill his role calmly. He's almost never impulsive, and he's almost never careless, and honestly, that's a huge morale booster for the entire team. Something even that's more crazy to think about is that as a center back, he only received 2 yellow cards in 2024, and that's the least of any player on the team. Eric may not be the most integral player on the team, and he may not be the most gifted either, but his efforts to be a leader and make genuine connections is the reason I have Eric Svijenko on my list. Overall, he has the likeness, the leadership, composedness, reliability, and respect that every captain should have. After rounding out the points, it's clear to see that this is a very close battle. But Eric Svijenko does come out on top with more qualities of a captain than Arthur. really boiled down to Eric's efforts and ability to bond with this team. That's not to say that Archer doesn't gel with the squad, and in fact, in most other MLS sides, Archer could easily be the captain. We're just fortunate enough to have Sviatchenko, a player who has the team and those surrounding him in his best interest. Looking at Archer's role as a CDM, it's more of a solitary role, and Archer sort of plays the lone wolf, a style that doesn't necessarily impact the performance of others. I do believe that Archer is the most talented player on this side. However, being a captain does not mean being the best and being the most important player. Eric Sviatchenko has the ability to elevate the team and bring it to the next level. Both his character and personality make him a model player and one that this team can follow. That's why I have Eric Sviatchenko to be my next captain for the Houston Dynamo come 2025. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Would you have chosen differently? Is there a different player I didn't mention that you would think would be a great captain? Let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you guys. This has been Colin with Keeping Tabs, making sure tabs have been kept. Now go keep your tabs. Thank you, goodbye.